Not only is Washington, D.C. our nation's capital, but you could say it's the birthplace of social media. And while that might be something of a stretch, it was here some 160 years ago that Samuel Morse first publicly demonstrated the power of his telegraph by sending a message from the nation's capital here in Washington to Baltimore, Maryland. Now, with the power of the internet and social media, young farmers and ranchers back home in Louisiana who were too busy to leave the farm can still keep up with this trip via Facebook and Twitter. This week in Louisiana agriculture, social media correspondent Hillary Jaworski now joins us from the Smithsonian's American History Museum. And Hillary, it looks like you're standing next to some of that history.
Very observant, Mike. This right here is the first telegraph used by Samuel Morse. Now you might wonder if Morse ever thought that farmers here in Washington, D.C. would be able to share their experiences with farmers back home in Louisiana without any wires and all through social media.
A device made of just wood and metal changed the course of American history by sending messages around the world. Morse code, a series of dots and dashes, has evolved into letters on a touchscreen. But still the underlying concept is the same: communicate with others far away. Morse's first transmission was just 4 words: "What hath God wrought?" Today, through Twitter, we are relegated to 140 characters, or about 30 words, but still the message is understood.
But as you can hear, that makes that clicking noise.
Hal Wallace, curator of the electricity collections at the Smithsonian's Museum of American History, says that for Morse's early device, convincing the world his invention had value was a tough sell, until reporters got a hold of it.
It really wasn't until 1848, we get into the Mexican War, and reporters realize, ooh, we can send dispatches back from the front, down in Texas, get them back to the eastern newspapers very quickly.
And you might say, today, everyone is a reporter. All you need is a smartphone and you can tell the world your story instantly.
I get on maybe once a day and just tweet a couple of different issues that are going on.
For YF&R chair Clayton Hurdle, he was able to keep farmers back home in Louisiana updated as the group moved across Capitol Hill. He says it's important for farmers to continue using this technology to share their story of agriculture.
It's a great way for us to communicate with people in our industry, but it's also a great way for other people to follow us that don't know the issues of agriculture and don't know where the food comes from.
Through social media, thousands of farmers across the country market their crops, network with other farmers, and promote the agriculture industry to followers and friends around the world. While Morse probably never imagined a world connected wirelessly, the foundations of his invention are still in use today.
The speed, as I recall, was about 30 characters per minute, which is what the What Hath God Wrought technology was capable of. I think Morse would be quite amazed at how the technology has developed in the almost 200 years since he did his initial work.
Morse actually offered to sell his telegraph equipment to the U.S. government for $100,000, an offer that was refused because they didn't think it'd make any money. 24 years later, the top telegraph company, Western Union, was worth $41 million. That's an estimated $70 billion today. And Mike, in comparison, Facebook now has a net worth approaching $100 billion.
Well, Hillary, it seems that even back then, the federal government didn't know a bargain when it saw one. Hillary Jaworski, thanks. And to keep up with all of our social media, you can visit our website at twilatv.org.